Hello and welcome to Chillax Season 4. I'm joined with my co-host for this season, Magic. Magic, how have you been?
I've been all good, all good. I'm missing the chillax. We need to get back to it, and get some banging done.
Yeah, everyone loves to bang. Everyone loves to bang. The season finale of Season 3 is not taking place yet. We're still trying to organise that, so we'll get that played hopefully in the next couple of months. There's no mad rush on it. We've got a solution for the teams and that. So yeah, if you're watching, obviously we'll get. There's no rush to get that game played. We'll start off then. I'm going to hand over to Magic, who's going to explain how playoffs are going to work because the maths always makes my brain hurt. And
Uh, yeah. So the way we're going to do it, we're going to keep it the same as last season. We've got 12 teams this season, so it's not too bad. Top six can qualify. So most seasons, like sixth spot is up for grabs at the end of the season. So there's always something to play for. The one and two will go automatically through to the semi-final, and then we'll have like a seeded playoff where number three will play number six, number four will play number five. Winner of those go into the semis, and it's completely random as to who you get. Just means that if you have a bad start, you've still got a chance. You're not. Oh, I've got to be top four to get through. Top eight becomes a bit much. So yeah, top six guys. That's your aim.
yeah, no, cool. I like that. Again, it's especially like last season. It did keep it more interesting. Like I think I was like 2-8 at one point, but I could still have got in the last few weeks. So it does keep those coaches that haven't had a great start to the season
Yeah, those that were in
invested.
those in death of the pitch last season, probably there was. I think the last game of the season, there was three coaches that could qualify in sixth place. So the last games were important still. So keep going.
Nice. And while we're on the subject, rest in peace. Death on the pitch. He had a good run.
It died. It literally died on the pitch.
It died on the pitch in one of the most entertaining banger performances I've ever seen.
It was two Norse teams. We were just basically went out to bang. Whoever outbanged the other one should have won.
Yeah, yeah. There was definitely a lot of banging in that game. So yeah, congrats on that as well, Magic. I was devastated that you picked up the win there. I was really, really hoping that Sam would remember there's a ball.
Yes. Note to self, guys. Remember the ball.
Remember the ball. Yeah, so we're going to have a look at the matchups this week. We had a late season dropout, unfortunately. So instead of, well, we asked sort of the usual suspects who played in leagues in the past, but we couldn't get anyone. So instead of having a bye week, which I think really unbalances things, I've sort of jumped out and I'm just going to focus on like the recording stuff and helping Magic's run it. So I won't be playing, but I'll definitely be giving you all shit about your skill choices and team composition for the rest of the season. And hopefully it frees me up a little bit to do some like side tournaments as well, so we can kind of keep it interesting. So yeah, first matchup we have the Tin Town Rats versus the Descent. Okay, so let's take a look at the Rats first. Magic,
That is. Mr. Gridbug
Gridbug.
had a good season last season. If I remember, he was up there in the playoffs. Got to the semis.
Has he broken 4.5 million games played yet?
Last time I checked, he was about three and a half.
Yeah,
So
nice.
won't be far off.
Never seen someone so committed to Blood Bowl and on AV7 mainly as well. So
Yeah. That is pretty insane. But no, he's got a fairly nice team.
yeah, it's one of the lower ones. So it's 16. No, it's 1160. Um, just trying to think of pieces that stand out. Obviously, he's got.
He's got his storm vermin. Just looking to find a double to get claw, isn't he? He's got your standard gutter runner. A wrestle gutter runner, blodge step gutter runner.
Yeah,
There is a
he's down to 2 for the first game though. That's a worry.
Yeah, especially with the way he plays, because he does like to get those gutter runners around and get in your face. And I think he's got some chuffs, so it could be a tough matchup.
Yeah. And again, actually, a really low number of rerolls as well. So he's only got 2 rerolls on the team. This is a really, considering it's played a full season, this is a really lean team.
Yeah, I think it's just been banged on.
Yeah.
He's going to lose players. There's a lot of players in there. Shall we have a look at the his opponent?
Yeah. Also, he's got the Rat Ogre as well at the bottom. Would you keep this piece? Because it's got Break Tackle, which is obviously a nice level up. It's not a special one, but it's movement 5, and one of the sort of defining traits of the Rat Ogre is how mobile it is.
I think if you take that piece out of that team, it's a bit lackluster.
Yeah.
I think if he has a good run and he can get 4 gutter runners up and running, and he can get maybe his 3rd reroll, I think maybe he looks to replace it or get rid of it. But at the moment, you take that out of the team, yeah, you lose 100. You know,
170.
You lose 170, but you also lose your strength 5. You lose your prehensile tail. It's three SPP off. It's 2 cars off another level. You know, could roll block. Even if he doesn't, he could just go Juggernaut. I just think, yeah, it's not great. It's not as good, but most big guys are movement 5, so
Yeah, true.
yeah, I think you keep that while you build a team. Even just keep going with it, especially if you get some nice skill ups.
Yeah, there's a few like negative traits that you can kind of live with, like minus edge on it. Don't really give a crap about that because obviously you're only really using Break Tackle. This edition, obviously Niggle you don't want to take because you're giving away free Mighty Blow, but
yeah, I think movement 5. You just it's not ideal, but you just got to keep it in a really well developed team. Maybe you can get away with it, but with only 2 or 3 gutter runners, you haven't got the other side of Skaven, which is that absolute obnoxious pace.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to play around it and have that strength to sort of leverage, I would say.
No worries. Makes sense. Right, so his opponent, we've got Avenge Remains.
Yeah.
And
there's a theme to this team.
what would you say that theme is? Yeah.
I'm a chuff. I like to bang. But to be fair, what else do you do with a chuff team?
You bang, bro.
You either go guard first or mighty blow first. And, if you're building a team in a ladder, go mighty blow because you can afford to, you don't have to worry about winning the games. You can just rack up some cas. And if this game's 10, if this team is 10 games old, look at the SPP on those blockers. They are
that's nuts actually when you think of it being 10 games old.
And I doubt there's many touchdowns in there. So that's literally just been they've just been banging like crazy. So the first one touchdown, 8 cas. The next 24 one is no touchdown, 6 cases, 2 MVPs.
Yeah.
1 touchdown, so that's 2 for the Chuffs. They've just been banging out. Yeah. They've got, I think, 2 touchdowns between them. Oh no, there's 1 Chuff with 3 touchdowns.
Interesting.
Dwarf runner. So yeah, it's going to be a tough. I think that's a tough one for the Rats.
Yeah, so game 1 especially, and then if you add in the fact that he's got these 2 centaurs as well, this piece is awesome. Strength 5, yeah. It's literally a better big guy than Gridbug's big guy, and it's not a big guy.
Yeah, it's interesting to see where it goes though, because you want block on it. I think you want block before you go break tackle. Yeah,
do you go killer route with this though? Do you take like
I
mighty
don't I,
blow?
I don't think you do. I think the next skill for me is block. Um, then maybe break tackle.
Could do like a super
Uh,
fast Minotaur, couldn't you?
yeah, if you go break tackle on that, you've got a cage diver.
Yeah,
He's what is it? Um, two, three, it's 4+ into a sideline cage with a reroll, so 75% on a reroll
that's nuts
to
actually. Yeah,
to get in. That's quite nasty. Throw block on that as well, and it's really useful.
yeah,
If he doesn't have dodge, then I'm like block, break tackle, might blow. But I don't think you're ever getting enough SPP to get him might blow
yeah. No,
personally.
fair, fair. And then
Uh,
he's got the other one, which is his block, break, tackle.
yeah. So
Makes
yeah,
sense.
that's gonna be an interesting one. That game. Um,
What's your prediction then?
well, I am going. I think Gridbug's gonna get at least one. I gotta go 2-1 to Avenged.
I'm gonna go 2-0 to Avenged and a bucket load of Kaz.
Maybe we should have a banger league where we predict the number of Kazs in a game.
Yeah, that'd be a side bet.
I think that's way too much info to keep track of.
I'm gonna say 6 Kaz that game. So we've got a Necro off. Like no one's really gonna care about this, but I guess we should look at it anyway. So let's look at yours first.
it's a fairly standard Necro team. The only thing of real interest, I would say, is all white. Nice little jump up, mighty blow pylon.
Yeah, that's nice. Now, when you first took the jump up last season, I was a bit like, not sure if I'd do it.
The more I've used it, the more it's been like people forget about it, and that extra 3 squares of movement when you're on the floor can catch people out.
Yeah, or like a free block people aren't expecting.
Yeah,
Sorry, I know.
yeah. I forget about it half the time I think I've got a blitz when I don't. So yeah, it was taken for the long term. Wolves are pretty standard. Flesh golems are pretty standard. The other white will be nice if I can get him stand firm. Blodge guard stand firm. And not a single zombie level in the entire
Yeah, a lot of zombie
thing.
MVPs by the looks of things. I can see 4 there.
Yeah, but never on the same one. So we never, we could just do with a dirty player maybe. So
And
there
super
will.
unlucky as well. Super unlucky with the level ups on your wolves as well.
True, but I don't think yes, wolves with mighty blow become crazy, but I think they're still. I don't think it doesn't matter what you do. Bloodstep ghoul werewolves are a pain. Um, that tackle strip ball werewolf with frenzy. You let him hit you, chance of you holding onto the ball are slim,
Yeah.
and he can get a long way round. So yeah, I'd love one, but it makes you use them for what they're good for, which is like positioning and stuff like that, rather than just going to throwing them into blocks, which can be dangerous.
Yeah.
So, and let's have a look at Crazy Balls. He's probably going to have a mighty blow.
He does not, so I thought he did, so I was hitting my banger alert sign. And then I realised it's actually the flesh golems that are
The flesh golems, they
blow.
are nice flesh golems actually. Like getting that second one getting them up to mighty blow. But I'd be tempted with like guard. I think my team especially. I think I'd be going guard.
Yeah, maybe he was going down the route of more Kaz, gets to
Possibly.
guard and gets the third skill quicker. I got to remember these were played in season 1 of Death on the Pitch, so it's like 2 or 3 years old now.
Yeah.
Can we see when the first game was played? 21.
So I think they're a nice. You've got nice. The Wolves are the Wolves are going to be good at that level. I'm glad I've got a tackle piece for that other werewolf. Two murder whites. Um, and
Not quite as developed, but again, they've got enough there
it
to
look it
hurt
looks
stuff.
it looks like the Kazes and the MVPs have gone on the golems, which have like racked them up. Um, which is quite good. Yeah, one of the golems has got two MVPs. The other one has got they've got two. They've got four MVPs between them, which is really nice. So it's it's going to be a tricky one. I'm going to let you decide first on this one. Not that you care, because it's
Yeah, it's a necro, so I really don't care. But I'm gonna say you. I'm gonna say 2-0 again, purely because if he beats you, I've got that to sort of console me. And
Is that your
if I have to put up with you winning, then at least I get a point for it.
Well, I suppose I've got to back myself. So I'm going to go 2-1. I'm tempted to go 2-0 just so that if I do get.
Crazy's very good, so there is a
Yeah.
good chance he scores. But
But if I go the same as you, it'll wind you up because you'll be like, oh, because then you won't get any more bonus points. But
also, it incentivizes you to let him score.
I will promise you, I will not do anything for that. I will be wanting the shutout.
No, you're way too much for try hard to let someone score a touchdown. There's no way that would happen. So next up, we've got Skanks and Soras versus Lord of the Mig. So let's look at the Skanks first.
This is looking like quite a nice little.
Do I flash the banger alert for this?
That is a bit bangy, isn't it?
Yeah. Crespo, you're a banger. Doop, 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 doop.
Uh, I think I'd like to have seen at this point a break tackle Saurus.
Yeah, but why take break tackle when Mighty Blow gives you +1?
So that you have somebody to blitz with. Blodge Step Skink is nice. Those skinks. I mean, I think that movement bust. I'm tempted to say if you can afford to replace him because dodge diving tackle is dodge diving tackle.
Yeah,
It's
nothing
nothing.
special.
It's
Yeah.
nothing special, is it? And at move 7, he's not doing anything. I think the skinks, you're looking for a double on them, sure hands or block, or a stat, and they make them phenomenal. Otherwise, they're just not line fodder.
Yeah, this Bloodstat one's pretty nice.
Yeah, that's a nice piece. It's going to be hard to knock down. The sidestep's always a pain because you can't pin them down and what have you. You have to think about where you're hitting them from because they can just go, I'm just going to get out of this cage or whatever. So
And that Crocs as well, guard stand firm. It's a pretty nasty piece, actually.
yeah, it's the Crocs. I remember that my best Crocs that I ever had was a Blodge stand firm Crocs.
Yeah, I bet that was nuts.
Which was phenomenal. It's just like you just can't get rid of it.
Let's go take a look at Miggy's team. So Miggy's team, I think, is the smaller one. I could be wrong. Let me have a look. Yeah, slightly smaller and 150 gold, so he could scum a wizard.
I haven't thought about.
Scum it.
Yeah, I've not been thinking about the old
Costs.
inducements.
So Miggy, he's definitely, regardless of team comp, he's definitely getting the banger alert.
Some nice pieces. Mighty Blow Wolf. Sorry, Miggy. I'm putting it out there now. That wolf is getting fouled off the face of the planet this season.
Yeah, I told him, because he had Mighty Blow on that early, I told him he has enough games to fire that and try and build a new one, because there's no way There's absolutely no way that as soon as that has gone in and blitzed, it will be separated from the team and just stamped on until it's dead. And he doesn't protect his players, so he will just run that in against anything, even if it's a 2 dice uphill, and he'll lose it pretty quick. So I don't think that wolf gets out of game 1.
Not with that mighty blow and a couple of skinks. The other wolf, Fend, I think there's better than Fend. Bloodstep is phenomenal, although it is nice because he gets hit and you can step away from it. I think tackle or strip.
Fend is underused, right? Because it stops you getting palmed as well.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing.
I just think that's a good point. Actually, I need to think about that with this league. But I just think there's other ones. I suppose if you're using it as your ball carrier, it does help. Those flesh golems are insane.
Yeah. He always gets a blodge flesh golem every time he set up a team. I don't know what he does. Like maybe he bribes Cyanide or something. So yeah, disgusting. And then his like mate next to him, who's just as fucking gross.
You get a bit of guard in there, and they're going to be insane. 2 banger whites. At least 1 went guard. Second.
That must have been a misclick.
There's something wrong with Miggy's team. There's no dirty player.
Yeah. That is strange. And then he's done block fend on a
zombie. I think the issue he's got here is that wolf is a potential liability, and I know your views on Necro, but if you lose one of your wolves or one of your golems or one of your whites, you've really got to be careful with what's going on.
Yeah, joking aside, I don't really have a problem with Necro. It's just like you always play them multiple times a season, every season, because so many coaches just go, oh, they're fast, and they've got all the removal skills, and they've got regen. It's like, great. It's like when Blood Bowl 2 first came out, and no one was playing anything but Orcs for like the first 6 months until the other teams started coming out, because they had the best movement, highest armor. So for me, it's more of a like, I hate playing against the same team over and over again in a season.
If I'm not gonna lie, if I'd have had a chance to get a team built, I'd have maybe got rid of the Necro and gone with humans or something. But we was too late to get another team done. So I was the first Necro team. So I'm going to.
Everyone else is just a tryhard, right?
Yeah, it's nothing to do with that. Right, I think I'm up first to call this one because I think we should do it one or the other. Yeah. I'm gonna go. Sorry, Miggy. I'm gonna go 2-0 to the Skanks and the Soras.
I'm going to say Skanks as well, but I'm going to go for 3-0.
That was running through my head as well.
Because I'm not convinced Miggy will play the ball. I think he'll just go for those Kaz, and when he doesn't get them, he'll look up at the score at the end and he'll have lost by 3. Also, Crespo is just pretty good. Not that Miggy's not, no offense, dude. But he focuses way too much on removals rather than actual like ball play.
We are going to have to separate our results at some point, but because we have picked the same results every time. But let's go next one now.
It's because we're both smart. Onion Flaps.
Onion Flaps. I think this is the team I fear the most in this league.
I'm not gonna flash the banger alert. Because
but it's not a banger team, really, is it? Well, or is it? I don't know. It's
cool.
It's 6 ogres. You have a meat wall. He has 3 break tackle ogres, so you can't pin them down. 3 guard ogres, so he can block them together to get. You can throw an ogre in onto 2 or 3 pieces and still use it as an assist.
Yeah.
You're relying on
dive in tackle as well, which actually might play into it.
Yeah, because you can position those Noblars wherever you want. I mean, Yates is up against him, and I mean, I've not even looked at Yates' team, but
Let's have a look.
I don't.
There's not much to look at with ogres, to be fair, is there? It's like, how many ogres are there?
Yeah. Let's see.
Couple of wrestle. He's got no tackle.
He's got no tackle, which knocking those nobblers down could be a pain. I think. I mean, how much block has he got? He's only got 3 block.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to hit with those blocks.
So he's built a team that's focused on getting like the support players in a cage down, so he can cage dive basically. But I don't know if you can really do that.
I think he's gonna have to rely on some like 2D uphills. I think.
Yeah. With wrestles, sure. Not too bad, but
yeah. Well, no, that's what I mean. If he goes in with those, he's got some much use. But it is elves. So
he's got the Potho, which is lucky. I'm gonna say 1-0 to the ogres.
Well, I'm gonna break this up, and I'm gonna go 1-1.
Okay.
I think Yates is one of those players who he'll like potentially score early, and then it's down to do the ogres work.
Yeah, I think if you're Yates, you want to receive first, right? And just try and score while you've got players.
Put the ball in the end zone while you have players to do something.
Yeah, I think the worst thing he could let happen is Big Floor receive and then spend 8 turns beating the crap out of elves and then score. And then, so I think, not that I'm giving away tactics there, but you definitely want to receive if you can. Nice. Next up, we've got the X-Elves versus Team Rocket the third. So let's look at the Elves first. I don't know much about this team, so I'm going to let you take the lead on this one.
Arne Hall, I've played him a couple of times. He is a good coach. He plays these guys really well. He got to the Death on the Pitch semi-final with this team and got Norsed effectively. He's very good at knowing when to put the pressure on and when to step off. He's got a blodge tackle blitzer, blodge step blitzer, just a fresh one because it's not blodge step, it's just block side step, isn't it? But he's got a move 9 catcher and is that sprint catcher, sprint blodge catcher. They're a pain because Nerves of Steel, movement 9, dodge. You can throw them to him, and then you look at his thrower, and he's throwing 2+ from damn near anywhere on the pitch.
Yeah, that's nuts, actually.
So, 6 squares, 3 squares normally is a 2+, 6 squares with strong arm is a 2+, 9 squares is 2+, with a 2+ catch, regardless of tackle zones. Pin them down. So yeah, that and he's got a level up on that thrower.
Oh shit, yeah.
I mean,
which we can only assume will be Mighty Blow, right?
I mean, like you take like block, like dodge maybe, because then he's movement. If he rolls an edge, then that's 12 squares.
Yeah.
2+ with a reroll.
Do you go safe throw?
There is a part of me thinking safe throw because then you can just throw it over people's heads with no risk. And then how do you stop them scoring? Safe throw, how do you stop that team scoring? The thing I love about this team, though, is number 9. How apt is that team? Is that name?
Beast, yeah, that's cool.
Having said that, there's a lot in those catchers and throwers. Deal with them, get them off the pitch, arm 7 against bangers, and it's it can fall apart. But he only needs that thrower, and I'm going to say 2 catchers on the pitch, and you're struggling.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and find out when this game's getting played because I might try and cast it because I think it's gonna be really interesting.
So let's have a look at Sam's team. This isn't a banger team. He's got a Dodge Warrior.
That again is probably a misclick. And also, it is down a Mighty Blow claw piece due to a preseason game where I just suicided my killer at his for 12 turns in a row.
So let's have a look. So he's got two Mighty Blow Claw warriors, which can do damage, but no block makes a difference. Blodge Warrior is kind of nice. Guard stand firm on that, and you've got a wonderful piece. Movebot 4 Warrior does have block. Again, maybe guard that one up. Get block on the other two, and you're loving that beast,
Such
man.
a nice team.
It is. It's a nice chaos team, but there's a lack of block, which can be Chaos's downfall. But Sam is not a banger. Like, Sam would not ignore the ball in a league final to go and take 2D blocks. That's not the kind of player he is. Hang on. No, that might be the kind of player he is. So, yeah, you're getting punched. But Arna Holt,
Yeah.
I think he's going to be able to stay away from him. Like, I've seen Arna Holt play. He doesn't give away. He's not giving away free blocks. Those two claws only work on the blitzers.
That are both blodge, right?
And they're blodge. So you're looking for 6s to take them down. Sam's got 110 inducements. Maybe a bribe, maybe a wizard. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one.
I think I love matchups like this because this is like old school. Like when someone's explaining Blood Bowl to someone else, and they're talking about the two different teams types and stuff you get. This is like two opposite ends of the spectrum. Yeah. Obviously, the elves have more development here, but even so, I think Sam has got a chance if he starts taking players off early. And the way from playing against him, he does put a lot of pressure on you early, and it's going to force you to make dodges. You will fail those dodges at some point, and if you fail one early in a turn, that could open up a lot of hits for him. Yeah, it's your pick first anyway, but
I'm going to go crazy. I'm going to go 3-0 to the Elves. I just think he's going to get in early, nick the ball off him. I'd just not let himself get hit. So I'm going 3-0 Elves here.
I'm going to back Sam. I'm going to go 2-1. I think the Elves are going to score early, and I think the Chaos are going to start to slowly get some removals, get 1-1 by the half, and then end the game 2-1.
Right,
I've not seen the Elf coach play before though, so he could be really good.
Yeah. I think I remember playing him and just thinking I just cannot hit these Elves. I think I've only ever beaten him when I've diced the hell out of him. But then again, I only beat anyone when I dice the hell out of him. So.
Yeah, I only ever lose when I get diced. So.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's no coach that ever doesn't, Right, final game then. Who are we on? We've got, is it Battlehawk?
Hawk and Kong Food Fighting, which is Leffe, I believe.
Yes.
Shout out to Leffe.
You know what? If I was going to make a board game of this, these are the two teams I would put on the front cover.
Yeah, that's not a bad shout. Well, I might have done that maybe 5 or 6 years ago, but I think probably would have changed it up for the latest edition. But
maybe.
Let's have a look at the Orc team. So, that is just Mighty Blow and Block everywhere. What has he got on the thrower? Nerves of Steel. Oh, I like that.
Yeah, it's yeah. Part of me says I want to see a catcher, like someone with catch. I know that's not easy to get. He hasn't rolled any doubles. So
sorry, and what is the catch skill?
What do you mean? What is the catch skill?
What does it do?
Rerolls catches.
Okay, never used it before, so just thought I'd investigate.
It's a bit like Mighty Blow, but for catching.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense. No, it's more like piling on, but for catching, right?
Yeah, no, that is a better analogy. It's like if you fail the first one, you get to try it again.
Yeah, that makes me good.
So, what's he got? 4 blitzers, 4 Black Orcs with block, bar the last one. Mm-hmm. Lineman with block.
Goblin.
Goblin, bench of 2. So removals don't really hurt him that much. You've got to do quite a lot of removals unless you get one of his good players. It's a team that's decided to do one thing: make gaps. Now I think this is a matchup we need to think about.
There is so much Mighty Blow in this league. I swear it is probably 70% of the additional skill choices have been Mighty Blow across the entire board.
But when you look at Leffe's team, Leffe has some, I don't want to say counters, but he's got a bit of things. Now you will like these team names, I think.
Spam Bigelow, nice. Hitman Bret Hart. Nacho Man Savage, right. So I'm doing my prediction right now. That's Leffe's winning because he's got the best team there.
Jake the Cake Roberts.
Prawn Michaels.
Oh, these are brilliant. Yeah, he wins. He wins.
Gravy Boy Smith.
Yeah, I saw that one. Raisin Ramon. I mean, Junkyard Hot Dog, that's kind of obvious, isn't it? I mean, that's not particularly clever.
Rob Van Dinsum. That's growing on me a little bit, but the Prawn Michaels for me.
Prawn Michaels. I'm quite a big fan. I know, I like Jake the Cake Roberts. I've got to admit, Jake the Cake is doing it for me. But you've got the Understaker, which is your Edge 4 Blitzer. That is a nice piece. Edge 4 Blitzers, they're just nice. Movement 7. It's a Dark Elf Blitzer, effectively.
Yeah.
With strength access. So you can do all sorts with that. That could go in all sorts of ways. One might blow one card. Nice. Blodge Catcher. 3 catches. I like 3 catches.
Yeah. He uses them really well as well. So
yeah. Catchers are really growing on me as a really fun piece. I mean, like they've got piling catch, which allows them to do that. They've got, you get them up to blodge. You get you roll double, you can go guard on them, which is brilliant. You know, diving, you can get blodge step. They're fast, they're armor 8, they're strength 2, but when you've got 3 or 4 of them, you can catch people out. People underestimate how quick humans are, I think.
Yeah, that's what I played them in the CCL. I actually don't think I've lost on them, or I might have only lost on them once. But that was the thing that sort of really stuck out to me, is like, I'm never out of position. Like, you can go for plays quite aggressively, and then you can still kind of, because again, in the CCL you play mostly bash teams, you can then still reposition and be in a good spot afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. So they're quite nice. I think it's going to be an interesting matchup. I think this is one, I think we've discussed this a lot off stream. I think this is a matchup of banger versus position. And if the banging works, you can't do much,
Yeah.
But I think Leffe has the ability to have some players in position to get around. You can play a passing game. You can do, move 6 thrower, throw it 3 squares on a 1 in 9, catch it on a 1 in 9, move 8. So what's that, 9? That's 17 squares of movement. You can get away and then hand it off on a 1 in 9 as well.
Yeah.
You can, if he draws the fighter then goes, he can just leave the orcs out of position. And positioning is key for orcs, especially with the black orcs and the troll. You've got 5 move 4 players.
The only counter to that is, though, like you say, if the banging works and he gets caught up in a fight, like that amount of mighty blow, it will decimate them. It really will. Could be a tough game. The only other thing I'd consider is it's about 200 TV difference.
Yeah,
So the humans will probably have a star of some kind or a wizard.
I would expect a wizard, and I think he will look to if Battle takes a fight early, I think he'll look to wizard and get his catches through.
Yeah.
If he can get an early wizard and get the ball on that blodge catcher, there's no tackle on that team. That's a tough guy to hit down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that's going to be interesting. I'm going to let you make a call because it's your turn.
I'm gonna pick Leffe, and I'm gonna pick 1-0. I think it's gonna be 1-0. I think Battlehawk out of all the. No, actually, no. I'm gonna pick a draw. I think this is a draw.
Fair enough. What are you going for? 1-1?
1-1. Yeah.
1-1.
Yeah, I think Leffe is good enough to score with that team fairly easily, but I also think Battlehawk can do damage and score with his team as well, even with the wizard.
I'm going to steal your initial. I've got to go for a Leffe win. I think. I've got to give. I'm going to go 1-0. I'm going to go 1-0 to Leffe.
Yeah. This is for me. This is the hardest one to pick.
Yeah, I think this is. I don't want to say dice dependent, but I think there's a level of whoever's plan works because of getting the dice they need. It could come out to that. But there we go.
Lovely.
So we've got a couple of different end results. We've both gone for win on the first, win on the second, win on the third. We've got win and a draw on the fourth. We've gone opposite sides on the fifth, win and a draw. So we'll have some points differences at the end of this week.
Fingers crossed, or it'll come in exactly level, which will be really annoying.
Yeah.
So, quick question for you then, while we're here. Obviously, I'm assuming the moment that you can see this video, we're now live. When does the first round end?
So we are Friday, aren't we? Do we? I don't know. That's the pressure I've not thought about. So it's got to either be Saturday night or Sunday. I'm going to call it Sunday, because that gives people a week. Do we say Sunday at 6 o'clock?
Yeah, I would say this video will probably be uploaded by 7 o'clock tonight. I'll have to upload it after work.
But I will get everything live. I will get the league started when we get off this video, and I'm going to say 6 p.m. UK time Sunday. That gives people just over a week, and we'll aim for a week ending on the Sunday. So you've got Sunday afternoon, you've got all week, you've got the whole weekend, loads of time.
Nice. And
Cool.
one final thing.
Go on.
I need to get something up first. Giggity. Before anyone gets upset about me calling them bangers, this is the team that I was going to enter, so I'm going to give myself the banger alert as well. Yeah, that's all. That's all from me.
Cheers, man.
See you later, guys.
We'll catch you later.